Hi, my name is Jet, and this is a devlog video for my indie game GNOME. So I'm going to take this video to explain what this project is, the basic idea of the game, and everything that I've already done for it. So to start, I'm doing this project as a way to kind of teach myself programming in C# and Unity, and I thought it'd be cool to keep some video track of what I've been doing on it and what I'm going to do. So let's get into what the game is. So basically, it's a game where you play as a gnome and in some kind of garden, and you can go around and plant things and sell what you plant. You know, a farming game. I like farming games a lot, but there's not much to say about the general concept of the game. Next, I'll get into each of the different things that I've done already as coding for the game and the process of creating it. So the thing I started with was the player movement, which it was pretty simple. Took me probably way too long to do. And also the camera follows the player. It looks kind of weird on this display, but hopefully it won't look like that normally. But yeah, that's all there is to say about that. Next, I moved on to the tile map and the world. And there's a couple different elements of it. First, I'll talk about the collision, which is the most recent thing I did. It's basically just this white line that prevents you from leaving the game area. But the more important ones are this object and ground layer. The ground is the tile set, the visual of the ground, and basically there's data stored here that for each tile I can say whether it is plantable or not. And then on this one, the objects layer, there's actually, even though you can place objects and see them, there's actually no visual component of the objects layer. It just basically stores the coordinate of something and whether there's an object there or not and what it's called and stuff like that. And that's all it needs to work. I'll demonstrate the placing along with the shop and inventory. So I did the inventory as a UI element, so when you press shift, which you can see doesn't look like much, but if I actually add something to inventory, like this debug button I've got gives me seeds. They look pretty terrible, but yeah, they add to my inventory and it'll grow with more items, more other types of items. Then after that, I added this shop that opens when I press tab. And up here, this number that's been here the whole time is your clovers, which is the currency of the game. And in the shop, you can spend your clovers to plant a seed. Except you don't get to choose where the seed goes. It basically just picks a random place. And this is Fat Gnome test plant that I just needed to make sure I could have another item in the shop. But yeah, once you plant seeds right now, you can just click to pick them up. And then you can see the dandelions are in my inventory, but that's obviously not how it will be, in the final product. But I just needed to make sure all the different systems would work. I don't know where the last one is. But yeah, so from the shop, you won't be able to choose where to plant seeds. And instead, once they're grown from there, you can choose whether you want to turn a harvest into seeds or sell them. And with the seed item, you will be able to choose where to plant them. Yeah, there. So that's pretty much everything I've done coding-wise. The next thing will be the art, which is probably the most difficult part. So here are my different Photoshop files. Started with the player. Drew him too big at first. I think I ended up going with this middle one. Here's the shadow. Yeah, nothing much to say. I actually originally was gonna make the game 64 pixels per unit or per tile, and that was gonna be a nightmare. So it's 32 at the moment. Yeah, that's the player. Here's the plants. This is the most recent thing I did. I think they're okay. This is like the dandelion seed in inventory, or it will be. This is one in the ground, and that's the actual dandelion item. But yeah, obviously there's going to need to be more of these. Oh, looks like I forgot a shadow. There'll be more of these plant tiles for the different stages of growing, like in most, farming games. And here's just the white border around the map. And here's the ground tile set. It took me a lot of different iterations to finish this, but here they are. Some of them look really terrible. They're like, some of them were always intended to be placeholders. Some of them I tried my best and failed. Like these weird looking ones. My idea was to put the whole game in a greenhouse, and these would be the greenhouse walls. It did not work out. Yeah, I tried fences, just all kinds of stuff, and I settled on just floating white barriers. So yeah, that's all I have to say about the art that I've done so far. So that's it for this video. I just wanted to go over the things that I've done already. Hopefully now that these systems are in the game, it'll be a lot easier to expand upon them. So yeah, that's all I've got for this little video.